Hello, my name's Sheehan, and today I'd like to talk about the history of medicine, a very short introduction by Bynum. I'd like to go through this small book, sharing my thoughts about it, particularly as I'm someone with no medical background whatsoever, but I'm just someone who enjoys learning and just sharing what, as a lay person, I suppose, what themes crop up in this short book. Now, of course, as I'm recording this, it's during the awful COVID pandemic, and I'm sure if this was revised, this book, or if another edition was printed, I'm sure there'll be part of it about COVID, because it's certainly very relevant. I suppose this book has interested me in particular because of this recent coronavirus. Now, Bynum has based this book on years worth of lectures, and you can tell that when you read this. It's so well written, this book. Bynum helpfully provides us with a framework in this book as he explores the history of medicine. In the introduction, he outlines how he's going to be talking through the book about 5 historical strands concerning medicine and public health. The first chapter covers the medicine at the bedside, and it's concerned with the very beginnings of the medical profession, with Hippocrates in ancient Greece and his desire for the whole this kind of holistic approach to health, which of course is very much in vogue these days, isn't it? And then he moves on to, and Hippocrates, I guess, is present throughout the rest of the book, such as his importance. We're also introduced to Galen, the Roman physician, as well as a brief exposition on the 4 humours, which I'd heard of before, but it was handy to know exactly what the ancients thought of them and how they related to our health. The second chapter then moves on from antiquity into the medieval period. We're looking at medicine in the library now. This is all about the study of the human body and disease throughout medieval times and into the early modern period, I guess. You know, how much of what was mysterious before in ancient times, because no one cut open bodies. There's this newfound learning about how the body works, and that's a fascinating chapter. Then the third chapter is about the medicine in the hospital, and I didn't realise how central Paris was to the formation of modern medicine and hospitals. French doctors in the 18th and 19th century truly revolutionised medicine, and of course that provided the opportunity for much experimentation about the best approaches to cure people and treat people, and of course sadly gaining hospitals a reputation for being gateways to death because of the prevalence of infection, etc. And then in chapter 4 we move into medicine in the community. Bynum here talks about the challenges to public health, how periodically throughout history we've had these terrible plagues beset us. You know, the Black Death haunted us for many years, and then smallpox and cholera and all these terrible illnesses which have blighted humanity. And of course this is where COVID today, I guess, would be particularly relevant if there's a new edition of this book. And Bynum also talks about the logistical challenges and the sheer cost and financial burden of medicine, particularly in countries such as the UK, which has, the National Health Service. Really, thought-provoking chapter. Then chapter 5, he talks about medicine in a laboratory, the role of science, in medicine. And here we have the likes of Louis Pasteur, who is this kind of saint-like figure in medicine, apparently. Lister, Bernard, all these people who truly transformed our knowledge of how disease attacks our cells, of germ theory, sterilisation, all these things. It's really revolutionised our lives and made hospitals much safer. And then finally, Bynum rounds off this book by looking at medicine in the 20th and 21st centuries, and that how all of these threads come together in recent times. It's a very effective way to round off this short book. So I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. Thoroughly recommend it. I think it's a very well written, very short introduction, and it's fascinating. It's not a dry read at all, and certainly very relevant today. Thanks for watching this, and I've just included a brief slideshow of what each chapter is about, as well as the themes that crop up. Thank you, bye.